basically, because it made no sense him saying that it was off the record, but he's apologizing for it and stepping away for it, right? Because that means what? Off the record meant that he didn't want it out there, and
right.
But it's still something that he's now apologizing for and stepping away for. Like, what is the stepping away for, do you think? What do you think that means?
Well,
like, why do you think he's stepping away?
It could be a code word for being suspended by the PGA Tour for, conduct unbecoming. I'm not sure the tour would want to go down that road because in some ways it would prove Phil's point that they're reactionary bad guys. But Phil's been playing fast and loose for a long time. I mean, whether you're talking about the Billy Walters insider trading escapade, the 2018 U.S. Open where he hit a moving ball on the green at Shinnecock Hills and ignited a firestorm and then tried to BS his way out of it. Throwing Tom Watson under the bus of 2014 Ryder Cup. I mean, Phil loves to stir the pot, and I do think it's taken a toll. And there's a lot of stuff in his life that the public doesn't know about, and it's all in the book. And there's a lot of stress in his life, all of his own doing, of course. And so I think maybe his nervous system is maxed out right now, and he does need to reset and do some reflection and some self-improvement. So I take that at face value, but there could be a PGA, one of those situations where I'm going to jump before you push me as far as any kind of suspension. The tour never speaks publicly about any disciplinary action, so we'll never know for sure. But it's kind of analogous to Dustin Johnson back in 2016 when he took that 6-month, quote unquote leave of absence to address, personal challenges as he called them. And, was he suspended or did he take a leave of absence? It was basically the same thing. But, Dustin came back from that a much better player and person. And I wish the same thing for Phil Mickelson. I mean,
yeah.
In the wake of all this, I've had people say, "Oh, is this book? Are you trying to take down Phil? Is this a hit job?" And it's not like that. I mean, the book is written with a certain amount of affection. I've always enjoyed covering Phil, and there's a lot of laugh out loud moments in the book. There's a lot of outrageous stories.
Yeah, everyone has. Everyone has, and that's why part of this is kind of like, oh, damn it. So he's not going to follow up what he did at the PGA Championship with the Masters? Like, right? I mean, we were just remarking.
He'll be back to the Masters. I don't think this is not going to stretch on for months and months. And,
you think he'll be back for the Masters then, huh?
I think he'll be back to the Masters. That's his favorite place. It's an artificial reality. He can call the shots on whether he wants to do a press conference or not and control the whole scene, just like Tiger did when he came back from his sex scandal. So I would be amazed if Phil's not back at the Masters. And honestly, I think he'll emerge from this more popular than ever. We know sports fans love a redemption story and they love a comeback. And a slightly more humble, less cartoonish Phil Mickelson, I think people will embrace. And he's kind of turned into a cartoon character in recent years with, all the preening about his calf muscles and hitting these bombs off the tee and the hair dye that he's like Rudy Giuliani is going to start leaking down his forehead one of these days and all this stuff. And I think that, there's a lot to like about Phil. He's an incredible philanthropist. He does many random acts of kindness. And he's a smart guy. He's probably not quite as smart as he thinks, but he's a smart, thoughtful person. And so I think that, this time of reflection will serve him well. And, people are saying, oh, this is going to destroy his legacy. I mean, that's a very short memory. Phil's been engulfed in controversies off and on his entire career, and he remains wildly popular. I mean, it's almost part of his brand. And even though he set himself on fire with the Saudi Golf League, I mean, the fact is it's on brand. He's a self-styled maverick. He was trying to reshape some of the terms of professional golf. And, was he driven by money? Obviously. But I do think part of him thought it was for the greater good. And, if you pay attention to the granular details, a lot of what he wanted, he's already accomplished. I mean, because of the Saudi threat, the PGA Tour is pumping $100 million this year back to the players, more than it did last year, with increased purses and bonuses and the player impact program and all these things. And, Phil has to get credit for some of that. And they've created this NFT platform, which probably would have happened eventually, but it happened really fast because Phil was pushing hard for that. So, and there's some other things that still, may come of all his behind-the-scenes advocacy. So even the players who have had some unkind things to say about him, if they're paying attention, they're not that mad at Phil. I mean, he's making them even richer than they already were. So, Phil's going to survive this. He's a survivor. He's been through so many kerfuffles. This is just the latest one. And, the whiff of the Saudi taint is a little different. I mean, I don't think he quite understood. It's still an emotional topic for a lot of people, given that they supplied 15 of the 19 9/11 hijackers, and obviously the recent, killing of Jamal Khashoggi. I mean, for Phil, I think he thought he was just being a shrewd businessman, and he didn't quite get that this is different. If this golf league was supplied by European interests, people would not have had the same reaction. But Saudi Arabia is still very toxic and emotional for a lot of folks, and I don't think Phil understood that.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.